Until June was the first stroke ready, under General Plumer, veteran commander of the British Second Army. And now, one of the war's most deadly methods reached its climax, the underground war. The war of mines and tunnels, groping beneath no man's land towards the enemy lines, in which men dug and crouched and fought and blew each other to pieces.
The essence of mining in the clay area was silence and secrecy. We wore felt slippers, rubber-wheeled trolleys, wooden rails, and we spoke in whispers. And when the German blew us, we never answered back. We suffered casualties and said nothing. Try not to give away where we were.
Under the Messines ridge, which shut in the southern side of the Ypres salient, the British had driven 19 deep mine tunnels containing nearly 1 million pounds of high explosive. Some of these mines had been begun as far back as 1915. By 1916, some 20,000 British, Australian, Canadian and New Zealand soldiers, and about as many Germans, were tunneling towards each other. The date was June the 7th. The time was 3:10 a.m. Nightingales were singing in the woods.
Then suddenly the whole earth heaved, and up from the ground came what really looked more like two enormous cypress trees, the silhouettes of great dark cone-shaped lifts of earth up to 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 feet, and we watched this, and then a moment later, of course, we struck the repercussion wave of the blast, and it flung us right away backwards.
The whole hillside, everything rocked like a ship at sea. The noise from the artillery was deafening. The thunder from our charges was enormous. The infantry dashed forward under a barrage and went forward and kept sending back thousands and thousands of prisoners.
Over 7,000 German prisoners were taken at Messines. Men shaken and unnerved by the huge explosions which had swallowed up many of their comrades. In one concrete shelter, 4 German officers were found sitting round a table, killed by shock. For miles around, it seemed like an earthquake. It was distinctly felt in London. General Plumer's Second Army had won a clear-cut victory. In April, Vimy. In June, Messines. The 2 strongest bastions of the German front had been stormed by the British Army. All the omens seemed favorable for the great offensive. Breaking out of the salient seemed to be only a matter of time and preparation. The army trained and labored at the massive build-up required for a set-piece battle in 1917. They were in good heart. They did not know that ugly clouds were gathering about their enterprise.